You won't believe what's happening in Florida right now. 7 invasive species are literally destroying the state's ecosystem, and the government has issued kill-on-site orders for every single one of them. What I'm about to show you will completely change how you think about Florida's wildlife crisis. Florida is facing an ecological emergency that most people don't even know about. While tourists are busy taking selfies with alligators, an invisible war is raging in the Everglades, suburbs, and waterways. These 7 invasive animals didn't just accidentally wander into Florida. They were brought here by humans, and now they're multiplying at terrifying rates. Let's start with the most shocking one. Burmese pythons. These massive snakes can grow over 20 feet long and weigh more than 200 pounds. They're literally eating Florida's native wildlife into extinction. Park rangers have found pythons with entire deer inside their stomachs. But here's what's truly terrifying. Scientists estimate there could be over 100,000 of these apex predators slithering through South Florida right now. The python problem started in the 1980s when Hurricane Andrew destroyed exotic pet facilities, releasing thousands of these snakes into the wild. Now they're breeding faster than anyone anticipated. A single female python can lay up to 100 eggs at a time. Do the math. That's an exponential population explosion happening right under our noses. But pythons are just the beginning. Giant African land snails are the second species on Florida's most wanted list. These aren't your garden variety snails. They can grow as large as a human hand and destroy crops, gardens, and even building foundations. They carry parasites that can cause meningitis in humans. Touch one without protection, and you could end up in the hospital. Number 3 will shock you. Wild boars, also called feral hogs, are demolishing Florida's agricultural industry. These intelligent, aggressive animals cause over $50 million in damage every year. They destroy crops, spread disease, and attack pets and livestock. A single boar can weigh over 400 pounds and run 30 miles per hour. They're essentially living bulldozers with tusks. Here's where it gets really disturbing. Cane toads are poisoning Florida's ecosystem from the inside out. These toxic amphibians secrete venom that kills dogs, cats, and native wildlife within minutes of contact. They're breeding in swimming pools, golf course ponds, and residential areas. Children and pets are accidentally encountering these deadly creatures in their own backyards. The 5th species is destroying Florida's marine environment. Lionfish, with their beautiful but venomous spines, are decimating coral reef ecosystems. They have no natural predators in Atlantic waters and reproduce incredibly quickly. A single lionfish can consume over 30 smaller fish in 30 minutes. They're literally eating their way through the food chain, leaving barren underwater deserts behind. Iguanas might look harmless basking in the sun, but they're the 6th ecological disaster Florida is desperately trying to control. These large lizards are destroying native plant species, undermining building foundations with their burrows, and spreading salmonella bacteria. During cold snaps, they literally fall out of trees onto unsuspecting residents below. The 7th and final species might surprise you. Rock pythons, the African cousins of Burmese pythons, are establishing populations in South Florida. These snakes are even more aggressive than their Asian relatives and can grow larger. Wildlife officials are terrified that if rock pythons become established like Burmese pythons, Florida's ecosystem will face complete collapse. What makes this situation so urgent is the domino effect. When invasive species eliminate native animals, entire food webs collapse. Native birds, mammals, and reptiles that evolved over millions of years are disappearing within decades. The Everglades, once teeming with diverse wildlife, are becoming silent wastelands dominated by foreign invaders. Florida's response has been unprecedented. The state has eliminated hunting licenses for these 7 species. Anyone can kill them anywhere, anytime, without permits. Professional hunters are being paid bounties. Military-grade thermal imaging equipment is being used to track pythons at night. Scientists are even experimenting with genetic modification to create sterile males that will prevent reproduction. But here's the really scary part. We might already be too late. Biologists warn that some of these populations have reached what's called the tipping point. There are simply too many individuals spread across too large an area to effectively eliminate. Computer models suggest that even with aggressive hunting programs, populations will continue growing exponentially. The economic impact is staggering. Florida spends over $20 million annually fighting invasive species, but damages exceed $2 billion per year. Tourism, agriculture, and real estate values are all under threat. Insurance companies are raising rates in areas with high invasive species populations. This crisis extends beyond Florida's borders. These invasive animals are migrating north into Georgia, Alabama, and the Carolinas. Climate change is expanding their suitable habitat ranges. What started as a Florida problem is becoming a southeastern United States catastrophe. The most heartbreaking aspect is how this happened. Every single one of these invasive species was introduced through human activity. Irresponsible pet ownership, illegal wildlife trafficking, and inadequate import regulations created this ecological nightmare. We caused this problem, and now native wildlife is paying the ultimate price. Florida's invasive species crisis represents one of the most severe ecological disasters in American history. 7 foreign animals are systematically destroying an entire state's ecosystem, and despite unprecedented control efforts, the situation continues deteriorating. This isn't just Florida's problem anymore. It's a preview of what environmental collapse looks like in real time. We caused this, but it's not too late to learn. Download my free PDF on how to protect ecosystems and responsible wildlife awareness. Subscribe for more real-world environmental stories.